This is Battleship Island, an island off the coast of South Korea described as hell on Earth. Despite being just half a mile long, it was home to over 5,000 people. Just in case you don't get how crazy that is, the island was often compared to a beehive due to its population density. It's hard to imagine such a large population living in such a small island. But the people of here found ways to make it work. They built apartments in every available space, including the roofs and the sides of buildings. There were even apartments built into the cliff face of the island. One of the most fascinating things about this island was its network of tunnels. The tunnels were originally built to provide easy access to the island's coal mines. The island was also home to the world's tallest chimney at the time. The conditions here were far from ideal. In addition to the thousands of homes, the island also had a hospital, school, and movie theater. There were also communal kitchens and dining areas, as well as water wells and public baths, creating a sense of community that was unlike anything else. They even had their own dialect called Gunkaigo, which was a mix of Japanese and Korean. Amazing, right? But it was not all rosy and paradise here. The people of Battleship Island also had to deal with the constant threat of disasters. The island was prone to earthquakes, and there were regular landslides that threatened the safety of the inhabitants.
I don't even want to talk about it. I can't explain how much we suffered. Eating was the biggest problem. They gave us dried sweet potato, beans, and bean dregs. That's what they called food for us.
But even in the face of these dangers, the people of the island found ways to adapt and survive or flee. There is even an Asian movie titled The Battleship Island, depicting the events in this island and how the Koreans plotted their escape. Those who chose to stay developed a unique system of disaster management, and they had emergency supplies of food and water stored in case of an emergency. But despite all of this, the story of Battleship Island is ultimately one of tragedy. More than 200 personnel lost their lives in the mine over its entire operation. But how did this happen? In the early 1900s, Japan took control of the island and turned it into a coal mining town. Thousands of people flocked to the island to work in the mines. Despite the bustling activity, the living conditions on the island were terrible, and the mines were incredibly dangerous. True enough, the island was nicknamed the Battleship Island because of its resemblance to a battleship and also because of the dangerous and deadly conditions that workers faced. But despite the dangers, the island was a thriving community for many years, until the 1970s, when the coal reserves on the island began to run dry. The air was polluted with coal dust, and there was a constant risk of accidents in the mines. The island's population began to decline. By 1974, the last of the residents had left the island, and it was completely deserted. In 2009, the island was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site because of its unique history and cultural significance. It's now a popular tourist destination, but it still bears the scars of its dangerous past, and it's a haunting reminder of the dangers of industrialization and the power of community. Let us know what you think in the comments section. Also, like the video and subscribe to our page. Stay safe